Choice Key Chapter 8. Where is the love for military families? Spend time with those you love. One of these days, you will say either I wish I had or I'm glad I did. I am inspired by random acts of kindness, and I love hearing stories about strangers doing good things for others. It makes my heart happy. I believe kindness is contagious and can spread like wildfire. In a world filled with darkness, random acts of kindness help me see the light and restore my faith in humanity. To me, kindness is a great reminder that people still love and care for one another despite everything else going on in the world. But I did not always feel this way. This changed the day a stranger decided to share his kindness with me. The summer of 2011 was a long and stressful summer for my family. My husband was deployed to Afghanistan. I was working full-time and we had a 7-month-old son. I was also pregnant with our second child. I was an emotional wreck due to the pregnancy hormones and deployment. However, strength and hope keep me going. Although sometimes strength and hope were hard to find, I felt heartbroken knowing that my husband was overseas and my family was not complete for the time being. I could not fill the void he left behind. Tears rolled down my cheeks every time my son went through an infant milestone and my husband was not physically there to watch it happen. More than ever, I needed physical and emotional support during the first months of my second pregnancy. Why is this happening to our family? It's unfair. We are not together. I asked myself. People don't appreciate the sacrifice military families make for their freedom. I tried to stay positive. I really did. But achieving a positive attitude was hard at times, especially when I felt lonely. My husband said his military brothers, men and women from his squadron at home, would offer to help and support me during the time he was gone, but no one, other than my own family, offered to help. I received no phone calls and no visits from his military family, not even one encouragement card, nothing. I was even unfriended from social media by some of his military brothers. During his deployment, my loneliness turned into anger. I felt so angry at people. I was angry at their lack of help and support and their ungratefulness for my family's sacrifice for their freedom. My son was growing out of infancy and I was going through my second pregnancy alone because my husband was fighting a war overseas. People just did not get how much my family was sacrificing. On one hot summer Tucson afternoon, I put together a self-care package for my husband. I enclosed a greeting card that read, "I miss you," and placed it on top of all the toiletries, baby wipes, and beef jerky that he requested I sent to him. I strapped my son in his car seat, put the package in the car, and drove to the nearest post office. When we got there, the line was long and my pregnant body was exhausted from working all day. The heat outside made me feel a lot worse. I felt like bursting into tears as I stood in that long time line at the post office. I pushed my 7-month-old stroller with one hand and held the care package with the other. My sweaty arm wrapped around it. When the cashier finally called me up, I plopped the big package on the counter and said, "This package is going to Afghanistan." I then handed the cashier my money to pay for shipping. Suddenly, a man who appeared to me in his late 60s stepped out of the line and walked toward me. Losing his place in line, he stood beside me at the corner. The cashier and I looked at each other and then at him, wondering what he wanted. Will never forget his face. He had visible wrinkles due to age and wore a red baseball cap and glasses. Then the man kindly told the cashier, "I want to pay for the package going to Afghanistan." My eyes filled with tears and my body became weak. I could not believe the kind act from this total stranger, a stranger who did not even know my name or my husband's name. He chose to lose his place in line to help me, an exhausted pregnant woman pushing a baby in a stroller, by paying for my husband's military package going overseas. I turned to look at the man, trying very hard not to cry, and said, "Thank you so much, sir. You don't know how much this means to me. Thank you." He then stepped back and turned to the line. I walked out of the post office and got in my car. I started to cry. I was completely touched by this stranger's act of kindness. My husband's military brothers were not there for me, but this kind stranger was. Some people do have big hearts. I told my son as we drove away, my own heart needed that reminder. That summer I learned that I cannot count on people whom I know for help and support. However, my family heart is happy when I think about complete strangers like the man at the post office jumping out of a long line to help another stranger who appears to me struggle in a time of need. I don't know this man's name, where he lives, what he does for a living, or if he is even alive today. All I know is that I often think about this kind stranger who touched my heart and inspired me to be kind to other strangers. Every time I think about him, I send him love and light wherever he may be today. This experience inspired me, and whenever the occasion presents itself, especially during the holiday season, I perform random acts of kindness. I perform the most random acts of kindness during the holiday season when the people look for and believe in small miracles. I hope my kindness inspires someone else to do the same, just as that man inspired me. This experience changed my life. Kindness is contagious. I will never forget The Man at the Post Office by Bernadette Fleming.